I simulated the 2026 FIFA World Cup to find the most likely winner and to spot sports bets that could make me a massive profit. The result of who might actually end up winning the championship, think of a surprise like Morocco, will shock you. Plus, I will explain how I ran the simulation using massive datasets. Since I don't know much about football, I simulated the entire tournament over 10,000 times using an AI model. Based on historical datasets from the Transfermarkt website, current player stats from the EA Sports Football Club 26 game, and external factors like weather data, the most likely course of the tournament was predicted. Which tournament team reaches the final according to the data, who secures the title in the end, and in which 3 specific matchups the bookmakers fundamentally misjudged the odds. You will find out all of that in this video. Instead, our methodology is based on what's called value betting. We exclusively invest in matches where our data-driven simulations predicts a higher probability of occurrence than the bookmaker's implied probability suggests. Validation is done through a simple mathematical check. Our probability times the bookmaker's odds subtracted by 1 is positive. The bet has a mathematical value. In the long run, this approach is statistically profitable, so all we need are highly accurate probabilities, and that is exactly where our predictive models come into play. The validity of any machine learning model stands and falls with the quality of the underlying data. As my primary source, I used historical match statistics and market values from the Transfermarkt platform, which were sourced via an automated GitHub repository. This data was supplemented by official player ratings from EA Sports FC 26. In total, the 3 models were trained using 12 core variables, including the FIFA ranking, the average age of the squad, the team's ELO rating, and the average goal difference from their last 5 matches. However, since these variables are also used by the bookmaker's standard models, I added unconventional parameters for optimization, historical weather data, such as the average temperature during the respective matches and the population size of the team's country. To ensure maximum precision, 3 fundamentally different algorithmic approaches were implemented and compared against each other. The Poisson generalized linear model. This model doesn't calculate direct final scores, but rather the probabilities of how many goals a team will score. It works with 2 separate analysis tracks. One analyzes the strength of the home team and how many goals they are most likely to score, while the other analyzes the strength of the away team, how many goals they are most likely to score. This model is purely probabilistic, meaning it estimates the underlying probability distribution. This is much more generalized than just predicting the single most likely value. The Multinomial Logit model. This approach mirrors the bookmaker's methodology and simultaneously calculates 3 probabilities: win, draw, and loss. It's similar for the Poisson model, but instead of estimating a full probability distribution, it directly calculates the probabilities of a win, draw, and loss for the home team. The probabilities for the away team can then be easily calculated using the complementary event. 1 minus the probability of the event. XGBoost, my preferred model. Due to its powerful predictive performance, this is the most widely used model for pure predictions and classifications in data science. Unlike the regressions used by the first 2 models, XGBoost utilizes a massive number of binary decision trees to make a prediction, making it highly intuitive and easy to understand for beginners. Now let's move on to training the models. More specifically, the models will analyze international matches from the past 17 years. Every single match is a data point that the models will look at. However, it's crucial that the models don't see all the data points, so we can test them on unseen matches. Now, international matches and their variables build upon each other over time. This is because one of the variables used is the average number of goals scored in previous matches. This is problematic and distorts our assessment of the model's accuracy. Why? Here's an example. Let's assume Germany played Spain on June 1st, 2022 and lost 1-3. This match is included in the test data. Germany played Argentina a week later and lost 0-2. However, this second match is included in the training data, carrying the average goals scored by Germany over the last 5 matches. This means the model already has clues about the future and essentially remembers a later match when trying to predict the Germany vs Spain game. While that might be convenient and looks good for past matches, it's highly disadvantageous for games far out in the future, like the 2026 World Cup. Now let's move on to the most interesting results. Morocco secures the group victory ahead of Scotland. The historical powerhouse, Brazil, is eliminated in the group stage, according to the model, finishing third after defeats against both Morocco and Scotland. Germany confidently dominates Group E with 3 wins. Belgium and Spain demonstrate significant offensive strength in Group G and H. France prevails in a mathematically tight Group I, and Argentina dominates Group J. In Group K, Colombia secures a victory over Portugal, locking in the group win of the Colombians. Group L concludes with Croatia finishing undefeated ahead of England. From the knockout stage onward, the statistical variance increases massively. In the newly introduced round of 32, we witness 16 thrilling matchups where several high-profile nations are sent packing immediately. Germany advances with a win over Canada, while France edges out Brazil. Bosnia-Herzegovina eliminates Mexico, and the Netherlands defeats Scotland. The Czech Republic beats Cape Verde. Croatia wins against the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and England knocks out Portugal with a narrow victory. Spain survives a high-scoring thriller against Algeria. Morocco also tops Japan. In an absolute nail-biter, Norway defeats Ecuador, and the USA falls to Austria. Furthermore, Belgium gets past Senegal, Switzerland beats Iran, Colombia defeats Australia, Argentina edges Uruguay in a South American classic, and Turkey narrowly defeats New Zealand. In the round of 16, the quality reaches another level. We get the classic blockbuster showdown between Germany and France, where the XGBoost model predicts a painful defeat, ending the tournament for the German national team. The Netherlands knock out Bosnia-Herzegovina with a win. Croatia advances past the Czech Republic after a hard-fought draw. Spain sends England home with a victory. Morocco keeps marching on, beating Norway. Belgium narrowly defeats Australia. Colombia celebrates a win over Switzerland, and Argentina edges out Turkey in a high-scoring offensive spectacle. In the quarterfinals, France gets their revenge against the Netherlands for Euro 2024 with a win. Spain defeats Croatia in a close battle. Morocco continues their historically strong run, eliminating Belgium, while Argentina surprisingly loses to Colombia. The semi-final matchups are therefore set: France vs Spain, a duel played at a high strategic level, which Spain narrowly wins. Morocco vs Colombia, the clash of the two statistical surprise packages. Here, Morocco prevails once again with a victory, sensationally reaching the final. This leads us to the grand finale, Spain vs Morocco. Although Morocco displays an outstanding defense performance, the algorithmic quality and squad strength of the Spanish team are statistically superior. Across all 10,000 simulation runs, the XGBoost model predicts Spain to emerge victorious with a win as the 2026 world champion. Afterwards, I analyzed which variables contributed the most to the prediction. Interestingly, it was the ratings from EA Sports FC 26 that possessed the highest predictive power, primarily the overall rating of the starting 11, followed by the statistical depth of the squad and the total market value. This actually aligns perfectly with EA's real-life track record, as they correctly predicted the World Cup winner for the last 4 consecutive tournaments. However, the purely theoretical course of the tournament is only the first step for us. Our ultimate goal is to generate a positive return. A blanket bet on Spain to win the tournament is economically inefficient due to the low odds. Therefore, I compared the probabilities from my simulation with the real-world odds on comparison platforms like OddsChecker to identify significant discrepancies. Through this process, 3 highly profitable value bets emerged in the group winners market. The regular betting market almost exclusively favors Portugal in Group K. This leads to implied probabilities for Colombia of a mere 25% to 33%, odds between 3 and 4. However, our XGBoost model calculated the real chance of Colombia winning the group at 75.7%. Since the model factors in current form and climate parameters, we have a massive positive expected value here. The bookmakers traditionally overvalue England in Group L. However, the raw data clearly contradicts this hype. The model assigns Croatia a 60.1% probability of winning the group, while England only comes in at 33.5%. Since Croatia is priced as an underdog in the market, we strategically exploit this emotional overvaluation by the public. An option for portfolios with a higher risk tolerance can be found in Group C. While the market is primarily focused on Brazil, our AI calculates a 39.2% probability for Morocco to win the group. Due to the extremely high underdog odds caused by the market name and reputation of Brazil, this roughly 40% probability results in an excellent risk-reward ratio. What do you think? Who will win the World Cup? Or what are your thoughts upon my prediction? See you next time.